Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Isani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Isani Caetano. Good morning.
And good morning, Isani.
Good morning, Sab. Good morning. I see you have a little gadget there.
Yes, we do. This is my third day on TikTok. I'm a TikTok girl now. Well, really, on Open Your Eyes' page, we're TikTok people now. And so we are currently live on TikTok. We have some viewers tuning in, some pretty religious fans so far. So we started this last week, you would know, Isani, and it's been really fun kind of meeting people on different platforms as well. And so the routine now, or the ritual at least, is to close off our live on TikTok. Guys, you know how this works. And then if you're still interested in watching the show, you can join us on our other platforms. And so I'm going to end this now. At least I know how to end a TikTok live. That's fun. I was struggling this morning to figure out how to flip the camera. And I was telling the producer, Vianney, wow, this is very millennial. Like, we are struggling on the socials, but nonetheless, we have a lot of fun on TikTok as well. Just another social media platform that you can tune in, catch some behind the scenes content. And in this case, join us for the pre-live before 6:30's morning show. But Isani, we do have some topics to jump into this morning in terms of what you guys can expect for conversations this morning, starting off with empowering communities through diabetes education. Also, Belize High School shapes young minds through debate. Celebrating school spirit at Pallotti's annual fair. Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant searches for excellence. And finally, turning clay into art with Sol Clay Jewelry. Wow, I'm so excited for that one. Yes.
So, we have a singular topic to get into this morning.
All right.
I think it's the talk of the town, right? So, instead of the customary or typical 5 things, we're only going to be focusing on one thing, and that's what's taking place with BTL, right? So we understand that there will be a protest or a demonstration taking place outside of BTL St. Thomas Street compound around 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
And it should, from my understanding, see quite a number of participants. When I say participants, I speak collectively. We're talking about the unions, we're talking about the opposition, and we're talking about a fairly new, or should I say, newly formed movement called the Belize Communications Workers for Justice, right? So it's separate and apart from the Communications Workers Union. These are former employees of BTL who are demanding their severance. And this is based on a recent ruling by the Caribbean Court of Justice where the CCJ is basically telling BTL, look, you have to pay these people severance, notwithstanding the fact that they cut their employment several years or so ago, you still owe them this sum of money. So all eyes are on BTL this morning. There should have been, at least to the best of my understanding, a vote among members of the board of directors with respect of the SpeedNet acquisition.
Right.
So I understand that that has been moved back until the Social Security Board meets, right? Nonetheless, I think there's going to be a convergence on BTL St. Thomas Street compound this morning. I know that yesterday afternoon, the opposition issued a statement regarding the whole thing. Yesterday as well, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry also issued a statement.
We also heard from
the
Senator.
NTUCB issued a statement, and independent Senator Janelle Chanona also came forward with one of her own with respect to the entire idea of consultation, right?
Yeah.
So this has been a conversation, Sabrina, we've been having for the better part of the last 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going anywhere anytime soon. The focus is squarely on BTL and how BTL proposes to move with this acquisition, if it comes to fruition.
So my thoughts on it really are, I think today will be a critical moment, especially for the government trying to ensure that this transaction, this signing of this document really goes over as smoothly as possible without any further tensions. We heard directly from the NTUCB, Ms. Ella Waite, expressing that they don't believe that we should be seeing this move any forward, at least not yet. Mm-hmm. There should be further discussions with people. They're asking for consultations. We've also heard from Senator Janelle Chanona sounding very similar as the others. But I think the government finds themselves in a pickle because if the demonstrations start to grow, I think there will really be an issue. We don't know how many people or how many unions are going to get involved, especially at this time, seeing the United Democratic Party bring out its numbers. That
if
could
it
be
can, if it can mobilize
in the space
sufficient
of time.
support, yes.
In the space of time, we're looking at probably a 100 or a couple hundreds of people. The NTUCB, the strength of the NTUCB, and probably sounding other unions coming forward as well. The unions, I think, coming forward sends a very strong message, because can the NTUCB perhaps influence other unions to step forward? That's going to be an interesting point to consider as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe not this morning, but if it does not go as planned with seeing these consultations take place, there is a possibility that we could possibly even see more unions stepping in.
I think in all of the conversation, the ones that I've been following so very closely, transparency and accountability are both tenets that are at the heart of this entire conversation, right? The statement from the
Senator?
NTUCB yesterday actually spoke to transparency in terms of being able to openly consult with all the stakeholders, everybody that's involved. And what is interesting is the position of the BCWJ. Mm-hmm. They were saying, look, BTL was prepared to spend $180 million in purchasing SpeedNet and 3 other cable companies, but it hasn't really looked in their direction in terms of paying them the severance owed to them, right? And so they too have a bone to pick with their former employer. And it is interesting because 1 week ago, the chairman of BTL, along with the chief executive officer and a third person, met with cabinet, where BTL essentially pitched the reasons why it would be interested in acquiring SpeedNet at this point. And what to me is interesting, Sabrina, is that the chairman completely walked back his initial position when he said, and I quote loosely here, that BTL is a private company and does not necessarily have to consult to make certain decisions, right?
Yeah, but they've not
backtracked. At the end of, he walked it back. At the end of last Tuesday when he met with the media, he came back and said, well, it's owned by the people. Yeah. Well, we knew this all along.
Also
that was the point of the
nationalization.
As
well has been something they've walked back on.
That was the point or purpose of the nationalization, to make it owned by government and by extension the people of Belize.
Right.
And we're basically clamoring for them to be open and direct with us. I say us as in the Belizean people, right? Open and direct with us in terms of their intent and how they're setting out to go about this thing, right? And I think that's a position that every single body, organization, or entity has been clamoring for. Mm-hmm. Come clean, come correct, right? So I circled back to the chamber yesterday. So the President Giacomo Sanchez, in the statement, was also calling for there to be a halt on any further movement regarding this thing until there's proper discussion as to what the outcome or the consequences of it would be, right? So there's a excerpt from a statement that he and the chamber put out yesterday.
Well, speaking of statements, we also heard from the government senator, non-governmental organization Senator Janelle Chinona, on the importance of public consultation. Very much, I think, speaking to the very same points that we have been hearing from other bodies as well. Janelle Chinona shared a long statement on, as you can see here, this was also on social media. She spoke of wanting to align fully with how the Honorable Minister, Dr. Louis Zabane, framed it this month. Consultation is the heart of our modern democracy. I'd like to share here a more detailed breakdown of the importance of meaningful public consultation in support of democracy. Right off, meaningful public consultation enhances legitimacy and builds trust. And I think in this case, the latter part is what a lot of people, at least the general public, lack, and that is trust, because of how this entire process started, which kind of suggested that it was kind of like a quiet transaction that was taking place. More than likely because of the Prime Minister's brother being involved. He kind of took a back step, not wanting to be involved in the process. The Prime Minister, that is. When we would have been asking him about it, he spoke of the fact that, you know, it's a private matter involving private companies as well. Now we're hearing that it's public owned, but I think...
Stick up in for a second, just for clarity's sake. I get what you're saying, but
Yes.
just to clarify, right? Okay, so the idea of it being a quiet transaction was, okay, it's two private companies doing business.
Yes.
But the other, which is BTL, is not necessarily private. It's privately run, but it's nationally owned. So if you're using public funds, right, in the case of the SSB aspect of it,
Yes.
those are monies that are being made in terms of contributions and so on. So if you're going to use that to invest, you have to come back to the people and say, this is the purpose of the investment, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason why I'm saying that the chairman essentially had to walk back what he said initially.
That's completely correct. But we cannot deny that that was not the message that was being
Yeah,
sent
yeah, yeah.
initially.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's
for
what I'm doing. I'm
clarity's
setting
sake.
the
Yes.
tone. I'm setting the tone, Isani. Follow with me, right? And so this was what was taking place first, and why there, I believe, the start of a lack of trust. So now, as they're trying to clear up this entire murky feeling about this entire transaction, we already are not trusting the process, you know, with the cable companies stepping out because of their reputational damage. That also creates even more a sense of a lack of trust. So the senator goes on to further say, it strengthens legitimacy because policies, laws, and regulations developed through public input are generally viewed as more legitimate and credible by society. It builds trust because when governments demonstrate that they have listened to and acted upon public input, it reduces cynicism, apathy, and mistrust in public institutions. And that is speaking to exactly what we were saying. People are cynical because they felt that you were keeping them in the dark, especially when they owned a percentage of this company, BTL, through shares from Social Security. So this is just one of the statements. I mean, there's a lot more that's being added to it. And we've been talking about this, as you mentioned, Isani, for the better part of 3 or so weeks. And it was a point that I also raised earlier as well during when we were having this conversation. I think generally people just lack trust in the process. And we understand that there are several interests in this as well. The companies involved, SpeedNet, in the initial case, there were the cable companies. Of course, we know the boards as well, speaking on behalf of the general public, Belizeans who own a part of BTL. We also spoke of employees of SpeedNet, employees of BTL. When there's a consolidation, I imagine you won't need all these individuals as well. And so someone will have to fall back. Someone will have to potentially find a job somewhere else.
When there's consolidation, there's always a likelihood of redundancies, right?
Exactly.
We saw that a few years or so ago when Belize Bank purchased Scotiabank. Not everyone transitioned over from Scotiabank to Belize Bank. You had some of the people who had a particular skill set or what have you that proved to be assets to the new company, and others had to simply, find another livelihood. But
Yeah.
that's part for the course with mergers, right?
Absolutely.
It's nothing new or what have you. But again, Sabrina, this is something we're watching carefully because this morning, when you have people with similar interests converge on a location, things can potentially get heated, right? And we've always seen as well when the opposition galvanizes support from other unions and other
Bodies.
organizations, yes, things kind of get into a groundswell and a momentum, right?
I'm curious to see if it'll
We're going to see what
snowball
happens
into
this morning,
something.
yes, depending on whether, they can pull numbers and see where that goes.
So that takes place 8 o'clock this morning.
Yes, they should be organizing or forming around that time. But I believe it could be 8:30. But we have a team out there, Sabrina.
Yes.
And we're going to be covering this all the way through and see where it takes us this morning.
All right. Now, we want to hear your thoughts on this as well. We know that we have been covering this extensively. And so there are many people who are also involved in watching this closely. For me, though, I go back to the point that I raised about different interests involved. I think of the workers at this time primarily, especially now since we have past workers now adding to the conversation as well. Those who are still trying to get their monies from back severance that they were owed. Will we see more tensions at this display because of that primarily? And will the opposition use that to their advantage?
I'm laughing to myself, Sabrina, because the example of old houses to describe the cable companies, at least by the BCWJ, is one of those analogies that I found kind of humorous to make their point.
Absolutely.
Right? But yes, interesting times, man.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be following this. Please stay tuned to our social media platforms and also News at Noon, where we will be giving you that update on what took place 8 o'clock this morning for demonstrations over at the BTL office. But we do want to move things along, Isani. We have a weather update for you guys at this time. And I know there's been quite a chill. There's been some winds blowing. Earlier this morning, Isani told me about his palm trees that were injured because of the winds last night. And it's still very much chilly still out there.
I can't get back, Sabrina. It's nature doing its thing, right?
Exactly,
So
right?
it's just got to take it on the chin.
And it did not come with rain, too. And so I know there has been talks of a possible
No, there was
cold
rain.
front.
There was rain.
Was there rain last night?
Yeah, because when I woke up this morning, I realized that there was water everywhere on my way to work. And even coming into the compound, there was water. So it had to be raining last night.
My grass was dry.
But the only thing is, I think the winds overpowered the sound of the rain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
it.
Well, we are going to be getting that official update now from the folks at the National Meteorological Service. All right, welcome back. This is our Eye on the Weather, again brought to you by the folks from the National Meteorological Service. And today's forecast calls for variably cloudy, cool, and windy feelings. Little to no rain is expected, except for a few light showers to develop mostly offshore and along the south coast. In terms of temperatures, you can expect along coastal areas highs of 73 degrees Fahrenheit and lows of 66. Now, just looking at this generally, I can tell you it looks like it's going to be a really chilly day today, Sani. Highs in general have not even touched 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, inland, the highest it's going to be is 79. However, dropping to a low of 60 degrees. In the hills, the chilliest, they'll be expecting highs of 68 and a low of 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Extended forecast for Wednesday through to Saturday. Wednesday for inland and coastal areas, you can expect highs of 77 and 78, then dropping to lows of 66 and 60. On Thursday, also the same, 77 and 78. However, your lows will be 66 and 59. On Friday and Saturday, highs of 79 and 82. So it's going to be getting a little bit warmer, just a tad bit warmer though. However, your lows will be 77 and 62, again for inland and coastal areas. And then for Saturday, we are moving things along. This is our astronomical forecast. The sun rose this morning at 6:25 a.m. and is set to set at 5:45 p.m. The moonrise will take place at 12:32 p.m. and moon set at 2:13 a.m. The marine conditions, the sea state is rough, and I expect that with the winds that we are experiencing, with winds blowing from north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots. The tides, a high tide will take place at 5:40 a.m. and a low tide at 9:56 a.m. However, another high tide will take place today at 4:18 p.m. and then tomorrow another low tide at 12:30 a.m. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, again brought to you by the folks from the National Meteorological Service. Isani, back to you.
All right, thanks, Sab. Guys, we take a quick break, and when we return, it's all about empowering communities through diabetes education.
Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ADA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, Get Best Cruise Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Back to Open Your Eyes. This is our first conversation this morning, and it's all about empowering communities through diabetes education. This morning we are joined by two representatives of the Diabetes Association. We have here with us Anna Cortez. She's an office manager. We also have here with us Tylen Tillett, and he is a diabetes educator. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Mm-hmm.
It's always a pleasure when we're able to have some awareness on diabetes. We've had you guys here multiple times on the couch with us talking about diabetes and how it impacts several people here in the country. Nonetheless, we have another opportunity to spread awareness for persons who might be navigating this for the very first time after finding out that they are diabetic, or for persons who might not even have an idea of how that works. How do you become diabetic? Perhaps this could be an opportunity for us to explore all of that. Once more, good morning, guys, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, guys. We were here in November, which is considered Diabetes Month. November 14th is celebrated as International Diabetes Day, and we're here today again a few months later to introduce Miss Anna Cortez as a new member of our team since early January.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she's now part of the association. She is not new to healthcare associations, but I'll leave that introduction up to her.
All right. Well, Miss Anna, we got to get the scoop. What brought you to the association?
Good morning, first of all, and thank you for inviting us. What happened is that my previous experience was with the Kidney Association of Belize. I was there with them for a little over 8 years. But it was always, I always admired the work of the Diabetes Association. Yeah. And we work closely with them, right? So when I had the opportunity and, I was called, and I said, definitely, I want to take that opportunity. It's something new, and I am learning a lot. Yeah. But it's, I think it's one of my causes to assist people, to help, to guide people how to live better lives.
So it wasn't necessarily because you were inflicted or you were diagnosed with diabetes?
No, I think it was part of my my journey that I just there to assist people as much as I can.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned being also or spending some years at the Kidney Association. Yes. For a lot of people, we understand that those two organizations could be connected in many ways. The ways that your kidney or kidney failure could be impacted by diabetes as well. Have you seen any crossovers in the importance of spreading that awareness, especially coming from the Kidney Association?
And that is why we always work together, because two of the main leading causes of kidney failure is diabetes and hypertension.
Yeah.
So it's very important for people to understand the scope that, what all can happen to your organs if you don't manage, if you are a diabetic, if you don't manage, if you are not, to prevent it. The most important thing is to prevent.
Let's turn over, yes, go ahead, tell us.
Ms. Anna touched on an important subgroup of diabetes, kidney failure, right? There are other things, there are vision-related illnesses caused by diabetes. A lot of people don't know there's a loss of bone density due to diabetes. You lose your teeth. You have foot-related issues. The diabetes that is uncontrolled eventually can damage your heart, cause something called peripheral artery disease that eventually causes you to lose circulation in your lower limbs and therefore amputations. And so, yes, we were here a few months ago building awareness, but we're kind of here today on a slightly different path. The occurrences of what we call NCDs, or non-communicable diseases, is on a rampant rise in Belize, and it's related to lifestyle and diet. And so diabetes is, I believe, if I remember correctly, the second leading cause of death in Belize. And it's a disease that is highly ignored until it is too late, or the damages that it causes knocks on your door and says loudly, and then you reach the hospital. So what we're trying to do is to build awareness, and we're feeling that adding Miss Anna to the team is going to give the association a big push forward in trying to get all these networks and so on and so forth, so that our membership, and as you mentioned earlier, the people who are part of the association does not have to be anybody that is inflicted with the disease.
Right.
If you want to help, if you're a teenager, a teenager, whatever age, and you believe that you can contribute to spreading this awareness and keeping these NCDs at bay, we will appreciate you.
When you look at the landscape, so to speak, of all the organizations that are dealing with various illnesses, one would think, okay, well, the Diabetes Association is competing against Cancer Society, or National AIDS Commission, or Kidney Association, and so on. The point that I'm getting at is trying to raise awareness about a particular illness in a sea of other organizations that are doing similar work to raise awareness about their cause. It's easy for one to say, well, it's overwhelming, it's too much, or perhaps the message isn't reaching me directly. That's your challenge. How do you get across a message to your particular audience of people, direct and to the point, where they can actually act on that message?
There is, and Ms. Anna can help me with this, but I've been to several meetings where the association, the Diabetes Association, is part of a coalition of health care associations. Cancer Society, Belize Diabetes Association, I think Kidney was a part of it. And so all of us work together, but there's a niche for each of these organizations to be very specific and targeted in their approach of who they're dealing with. Like we're here today trying to, one of the things that the Diabetes Association has embarked on is trying to collect information on persons under 25 that are afflicted with the disease, because we're seeing these numbers on the rise. And it is hard to get young persons to be adherent to medication and pay attention to a disease. And we're trying to rake in that group, get them collectively, and try to see how we can affect positive change in there. Sana?
So like what he mentioned, we are engaging in a program called Life for a Child, and we are calling all type 1 25 years and younger, to please reach out to us, be part of that program, see what benefits you can get. There will be educational, awareness, and of course we will be distributing some testing strips, the machines. So please let us know that, give us a call. We have our numbers is 203-3333 and 670-9239. Those are our office numbers from 8 to 4, and we will be more than happy to get your call.
Talon, you mentioned earlier that diabetes is a non-communicable disease, so we've understood that, right? It's also based on lifestyle.
Definitely.
The activities that you undertake, the diet that you consume, and so on. Have you, as an association, looked at particular trends in terms of when people are being diagnosed to determine whether there's a young population that's growing in terms of those affected by diabetes, or is it until people reach middle to older age that they're being diagnosed?
Let me be cautious about how I answer that in a sense. There are plans from the Diabetes Association, with the Diabetes Association, to partner with the University of Belize Medical School soon in the future to conduct some studies. One of the things that is lacking in Belize is statistics and studies
Data.
on these groups, so that we can have a good hold on where do we need to go with this. And so, yes, what you're saying is that even in the hospitals, you end up at the hospital and they tell you, okay, you have diabetes. What is the typical way that the doctors deal with it? The doctors tell you about it medically. Mr. Cayetano, you have diabetes, but they tell you need to start to take glyburide or
Insulin
whatever
or
medication,
so on, yeah.
and you're sent home. And so what these associations aim to do is to bridge the gap between you learning you have diabetes and becoming a good patient, understanding what your disease is. And so that's where we filter, where we try to deal with the population.
Or fill that gap.
So the reason for the question is because if you have a younger population of people who are living with diabetes unbeknownst to them, then their lifestyle doesn't necessarily change until they realize that it's far gone, right? So if you have young people, for instance, eat anything, drink anything, they party and socialize, not knowing that they're either predisposed to it genetically or otherwise, then it's hard for you to break that behavior or that pattern.
You said NCDs, and the thought jumped in my head that diabetes is a non-communicable disease, but the genetic markers for a predisposition to having diabetes is there. So I would appeal to anybody who has a parent or a family member that has diabetes to come and check. And so Ms. Anna can expound on this again as the direct work of the association, but the association plans to go out into the community and do random testing. We plan to approach organizations that have a large group of workers, like for example, let's say maybe Social Security or one of these companies that have, and we want to say, hey, we are willing to come in, make a partnership with you, check your people's quarterly, or do an education session with them to try and, as you say, catch these persons that might have it unbeknownst. One of the problems is that when we were growing up, we run around. This generation doesn't do that. They stay on tablet, they're sedentary, they're drinking sodas and processed foods that is high in sugars, and we gotta catch them before they sort of get down the river to that point.
The challenge, though, I think is for some people at least, even after finding out that they're diabetic, they kind of assume that, okay, it's just now something that I know, and they move along and still carry out their same old lifestyle. The idea of them reaching to a point where they could have a limb amputated feels so far reaching, it feels so far away, and the possibility of that is almost unlikely. Yeah, I have diabetes, but I'm not going to be one of those people that have that amputated leg. What do you say to persons like that who might still be thinking that I am diagnosed with diabetes, but I could still live the same lifestyle?
I would say to them, as a diabetic that was there, people are actually proud of their numbers at times. Like, for example, the accepted ratio of blood sugar in our body should be somewhere between 90 to 120. Like, you've heard people say, oh, I walk around at 300, that not bother me. You understand me? But it's there, and these things are called silent killers for a reason.
But you said you were there.
I
when
was
you say
there.
you were there in that state of thinking?
Yes.
What was it about it that made you think you could just ignore?
It's the folly of youth.
Okay.
You're thinking that you're invincible. Yes, you have this silent monkey on your back riding you, but you want to live, and you want to be young, and you want to eat burger, you want to drink soft drink, and do what you want. But when I started really understanding, I said that's where these associations fill the gap, and I started understanding what will happen to me if I continue in this vein. You understand me? That's what made me change. And so now I'm a part of the association, feeling that it is necessary that I need to get in that diabetic or young diabetic person's sphere or mind and say, hey, if you don't take care of this will happen.
What are some of the benefits to joining the association? What are some of the information that will be shared, perhaps resources even? I know when you become diabetic, you need things. You need your strips, you need your testers. In some cases, you need insulin.
Well, in that case, with the association, one of the benefits is that we have educational sessions. For example, this Saturday we will be having a meeting, our monthly meeting, and we will have Dr. Hidalgo. So we invite the public to attend. Anyone interested, they could come to the ITV training room. The meeting will start at 4 o'clock, and that happens every month. Apart from that, the association also assists by providing the supplies. If you cannot purchase the supplies, then the association finds ways to donate those to you. Of course, we do ask for a kind donation or a membership fee. So we are encouraging our members to become members.
What's the membership fee?
It's $24.
A month?
A month. No, it's per year. It's a yearly fee. With that, you know, every supply donated, we need to pay taxes, we need to pay transportation, we need to pay, you know, you name it, we need to pay it. So in order for us to continue to assist the public and persons in need, we need to get some funds, right? So, but we have the supplies, we can assist.
Let's go back to you for a second here, Tylon. Through your experiences, your personal experiences with diabetes, how did you go through that journey to find a purpose and then use that to educate and raise awareness amongst others who are living with this condition?
I want everything that every other human being wants. One of that is related to family and being functional. If health is your greatest wealth, walking up a step and getting to the top of that step and blowing shot and or where I work, I get to see people with limb amputations, and so I get a daily, what I call a punch in the gut, to remember that the temporary pleasure of eating the wrong thing can cause me to end up in a wheelchair. How do I get into my house? How do I function as a human being? How do I function as a parent, general citizen in society? And so I try to remind people that making these wrong decisions is not about dying or not dying. It's the time between being alive and being, what's the word I'm looking for? Disabled to some extent, becoming blind. You understand me? And I know good people around me that are contributors to society, and then this disease comes and takes away their eyesight, takes away their ability to contribute to society, and it saddens me. And so that's what, like I said, made me say, hey, if I'm here, I need to be healthy, I need to be functional and active. And that's what we need. And diabetes is affecting a particular group of men. We're seeing a lot of men between the ages of 45 to 60 losing limbs. Imagine that person was contributing to their family their entire life. Now they're at a point where they should be retiring and enjoying the sweets of their labor, seeing their grandchildren grow up. And this is the time where that disease kicks in because of maybe some extent non-management or whatever, taking away their ability to be there for their families. So it's something that you have to give consideration for. It is not, taking care of yourself is not an individual thing per se. It is also for the people around you that will be affected by the disease.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, as we wind down this conversation, if anyone would like to be a part of the association, how can they do so?
They can come to the association and register there, or they can give us a call. Just give us a call, and then we will give you the account number so that they can deposit online, and then we do all the paperwork.
And the address for the association is?
It's 44 Corner Mahogany and Central American Boulevard. And you won't miss it. It's the Orange House.
And it's a place, guys, not only to receive medications, it's a place to get psychosocial support from persons similarly affected. This disease brings social conditions with it. Sometimes people lose confidence. Sometimes we have a lot of children that are being born with it and needs to take medication. It's the psychosocial support that you get from a space by individuals afflicted or affected by the same disease.
Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to share of this new transition, this new update, having Miss Anna a part of the association. Now, we encourage you guys to join the association as well. Or if you're not even diabetic and you still want to support in kind, you can also do that as well. Always a pleasure. We wish you guys all the best.
Thank
you for having us.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant searches for excellence.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Maras me, my data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
All right. On the one fund, Diane. the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man, they don't reach the money by to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So now when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. The next conversation is all about pageantry. In studio this morning with us is Antina Campbell. She's the Executive Director of Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant. Good morning, Antina.
Good morning.
And she is joined by the reigning Miss Black International Ambassadors, none other than Queen Siobhan Steuben. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning, Queens.
Yes, yes. Let's talk about this pageant and its purpose.
Okay.
You ladies are both visiting Belize. What is this all about?
Well, the Miss Black International Ambassador Pageant, first and foremost, we're not just a pageant. I mean, pageantry has been around for 50 plus years, right? And it's got a stigma as being, beauty pageant, but we focus on women of color and the beauty within, and we're a service pageant. We service the community on various topics. Most of these young women have platforms that focus on mental health, financing, political power, empowerment, a number of things happening around the world, and so we really stress the importance of giving back and serving in the community as well as in the country. So, of course, we have the traditional, gowns and prettiness, but we really are more impactful on serving the community and serving the world.
Well, I've never heard of the Miss Black International, and so immediately I wanted to know what's the connection to Belize. We have had several queens on the couch before, and this is the first time learning a bit more about what the Miss Black International seeks to achieve. For persons who might not be aware of this title, how does it connect to Belize?
Well, first, it's Miss Black International Ambassadors.
Ambassadors.
So these are women all over the country. Miss Siobhan, who is our current Miss Black International Ambassador Queen from Texas, but we have Haiti.
Okay.
We have women from South Africa. We have women from Ghana. We have women from all over the country, Jamaica, Bahamas, that are a part of our pageant system, and that's the international component, right?
Gotcha.
And with they're in the United States, they're ambassadors of those countries. And you see a lot of pageantry, but our focus is really on being ambassadors if you're native of that country or if you're from the United States and you have ties. So our ties for Belize is simply, I've been to Belize. We have a lot of Belizean relationships in the States that have come over, that brought us over here and introduced us to a multitude of cultures and organizations that we want to support. So Belize is beautiful. Beautiful. The food is phenomenal. So yeah.
Siobhan, what motivated you to become a part of this movement?
Yeah, so Miss Black International Ambassador is, like Antina said, all about being impactful. What drew me specifically was the tagline around being a change agent. For me, I'm involved in a lot of political advocacy, and so I advocate for voting rights or education, anything around food poverty, things like that. And so when I heard about being a change agent, it reminded me that pageantry is for me, for one. To Antina's point, I was of the belief stereotypically, right, this was a beauty pageant, right?
Yes.
In that I get in a pretty gown and someone judges what I look like, but they were judging what actually was coming out of my mouth. And what I actually was doing, what my feet were doing, right? What my feet are on the ground doing. And so I really enjoy this system because it's not just about what I look like, but it's also what I do, who I advocate for, who I serve, and what my day-to-day lifestyle is.
What has your reign been like so far? How long have you been the current queen?
Yeah, so I was crowned in July of 2025.
Gotcha.
And then we'll crown a new queen in August of 2026 right here in Belize. So
Oh,
that'll be really
okay.
exciting.
There we
So my reign has looked amazing, right? Of course, this trip has been the icing on the cake thus far, my favorite piece. But it also has looked like speaking at different organizations with young children, just to motivate them to continue what they're doing or explain to them what it looks like, right? So I've talked to high schoolers around how they can get involved in pageantry or just how they'd be a leader on their campus. Of course, we've done some of the marches, so I was just in an MLK Day march in Houston. And then, of course, working with some of our partner organizations. So I've actually been able to help see some of our partner organizations from Miss Black International Ambassador in some of the organizations that I'm involved in, such as like Girl Trek, where we actually are promoting health. And so how do we continue to expand not just the brand of Miss Black International Ambassador, but the impact that we're bringing? And so it's beyond just the actual organization's name, but actually what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what brings you guys to Belize? Are you looking for potential queens?
Absolutely.
Talk to us a bit about that.
So we are hosting the first ever Miss Black International Ambassador pageant right here in Belize, August 15th. And we are here to talk about and recruit. We want Belizean representation. So hoping to get, we recruit in 4 divisions: teen, Miss, Ms., and Mrs. So we're hoping that we get some Belizean representation, but we will be back here in August with probably 20 to 30 delegates from all over the world, and we'll be at the Best Western Biltmore Hotel.
I think what's really great about the system in the 4 different divisions is we're able to exemplify every facet of a woman's journey. So whether you're a teen or a miss who, unmarried and without children, or a Ms. who maybe is previously married with children, or if you're a Mrs., right? It all is a part of what your life is like as a woman, and that looks different, and you can be impactful no matter what stage of life, and I think that's really special.
What's the lineup of the pageant like? I've seen a couple different types of pageants, but this one sounds like it's going to be all about intellect and service. So what's the run of show going to look like?
You want to take it away?
Yeah, so the categories. So there is still some of the traditionalism, right? There's still evening gown. We don't do swimwear, we do fitness. And so there's still not a physical fitness portion of it, but you're able to pick, like, if you're in like biker shorts or leggings. I prefer tennis dresses. But, and then we also have our onstage question. We have a pitch competition, which I think is my absolute favorite part.
Tell us about that. What's a pitch competition?
Yeah, so the pitch competition is essentially your platform and how you can expand that. And so for me, mine was around teaching young people to kind of intersect into organizations that are legacy organizations. So I'm a part of an organization that's been around since 1909. And so mine was around how can I help make young folks kind of bridge the gap between our seasoned folks, but also understand how to advocate outside of those issues, not just around their age. And so you're able to take that and say, how am I going to expand this? Is it a nonprofit? Is it an LLC? Is it a program? Right? And then you're pitching that to a set of judges. And then they're going to, of course, score you. And then we also have a winner for who's the best pitch. So each category usually has a best in that category. But the pitch is amazing because no matter what, you leave with something, and you leave with this plan to continue the work that you're doing, because it's more than just whatever sash and crown that you wear, but it's what you're going to carry through and what your actual purpose is. So the pitch is about really yourself and how you can make the community better.
I think.
Then we have the costume.
Okay.
Oh, the costume, yes. Costume, of course. So your costume represents whatever state or country that you have. So of course mine was Texas related. So whatever country or state that you are the delegate for, your costume should exemplify the culture of that area.
One of the things I wanted to quickly go back to was the pitch portion of the competition, because oftentimes when we speak about pageants and the reigning of a queen, we spend a lot of time highlighting what that year looks like. But after their reign, what happens? We don't really know if they continue, if there's continuity, or if they just stop. And so hearing you highlight a pitch kind of for me speaks to what that legacy of your effort can look like as well. Would you say that is the case? Because I imagine after August, you're going to still be talking about, you know, legacy companies and still trying to encourage young people to fill that gap and interact with different generations.
No, absolutely. It's all about the continuity, and it's not just the standalone reign of a year. I think when we have women that come into our system, it's really about who you are, and who you are is not a standalone portion of time. It's truly the trajectory of where you're going. And so I think MBIA does a really great job, and I've competed. This is actually my second time that I competed, and so my first time I was actually first runner-up, and so that was in 2022, but I was able to see my sister queens from 22 in between 2025 actually continue the work that they're doing. And so I know one of our misses actually just, that from 2022, just launched like a global language immersive program, and that was part of her platform back in 22 that she's still continuing.
So what would your message be to whomever your successor would be come August?
Oh, absolutely. I think my message is, one, join us, right? In order to be my successor, you have to participate in the pageant. And so I would, one, tell them, please go fill out an application on the MBIApageant.com. But then two, once you're in the system, truly relish in it, get to know your sister queens, be yourself, and just come ready and willing to make an impact. Come ready and willing to do something different, and also try something new. Where for me, right, first time in Belize, and so there's a lot of things that I learned while I was here, and that's similar for pageantry. I think no matter where you go, there's always something to learn, and there's a first time experience to be had. And so just be willing to dive head first into the adventure, and have fun.
All right. Well, is there a fee associated with registering for the pageant? Can you give us the logistics of that?
There is. There's an application fee, so you have to apply first, and it's $75 at this time. And then
Belize or U.S.?
U.S. $75 U.S. And then there's a registration fee, and that registration fee is $1,900.
Okay.
However, that covers your entire. We're here for a whole week, so even though the pageant is August 15th, we get it here August 8th. And we spend time in the community. We just expose the girls to some culture and excursions, and of course rehearsal. But that covers their entire stay for the week, all their meals, all their ground transportation, any excursions we have. Because as Siobhan gave, there's different categories that they compete in. We provide their fitness wear and their opening dance number. And then they get a nice little goodie bag with sponsors, you know, give hair, makeup products, and it's usually about a value of about $400 or $500. So it's quite a bit they get for that price. So yeah.
All right.
And they're able to pay it in monthly payments.
All right. And you said that the application is available online.
Yes.
Can you remind us again of the website?
Yes, the website is thembiapageant.com, so THEMBIAPAGEANT.com.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I want to quickly throw in a little bit of an activity with you guys right now. So we have a thing that we do every day. Oh, I'm just pulling it out on my own. Now, I'm going to engage you guys in what we call our cultural phrase of the day. So you spoke of being here in Belize and enjoying the culture. Yes. Have you learned any Creole or heard of any Creole so far?
You know, I had someone come up to me and speak Creole because they thought I was Belizean. So I've heard it. Not too much exposure. I could not respond.
Well, this morning's Creole phrase is, if you not check the water, not take off your shoes.
Okay.
Have you ever heard, does that make sense to you?
If you don't check the water, don't take off your shoes.
Ah, yes. So it translates in English, if you're not checking the water, don't take off your shoes. What do you think that means?
Is it about the temperature of the water?
No, it's not literal.
Oh, not literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like
It's a proverb.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're not being aware of what's happening around you, then don't step into it.
They don't get comfortable.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That's a very good way of interpreting it. So this means plan ahead before jumping into situations. And really, it's about the same thing that you just said. I love that. Ladies, you know Creole. we could throw some Creole proverbs around.
Okay, give us another one. We're ready.
We don't have any more.
That was the one for the day.
It was a one for the day. But thank you, ladies, so much for joining us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to take another quick break. And what do we have coming up next, Isani?
We have Belize High School debate team.
All
on set
righty.
with us next.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Crew's Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
All right. On the one fund the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV from a BL ad, you know.
Yes, man, it don't reach the money by to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize. House by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
And
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Our third conversation this morning is not really a conversation, it's actually a debate. We have in studio with us our friends from Belize High School, and they will be discussing and debating a very basic topic. Is online learning as effective as in-person learning, Sab?
Yes, and just to give you an idea of who all is here with us this morning, we have moderator in the middle, no stranger to you guys, Judy Carrillo. Can you raise your hand, moderator? Yes. And students accompanying her is Kayos Espat. Can you raise your hand? Malia Tillett, Varun Sadarangani, and Madison Williams. So we do have some returning faces here in a different capacity this morning. We have Varun, the newest face, and guys, good luck to you guys. I'm excited to see what this debate's going to be all about.
Thank you. I am pleased to call to order this debate session on online learning versus in-person learning. We shall now proceed with the first order of business, the delivery of opening statements by each delegate. Each delegate has 30 seconds and your time begins the moment you start speaking. We will begin with the affirmative team, whose position is that online learning is more effective than in-person learning. Delegates, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation affirms that online learning is as effective as in-person learning when implementing proper resources and strategy. The urgency of this matter lies in ensuring that all students, regardless of geographic or socioeconomic barriers, can access high-quality education without disruption. According to a study published by the U.S. Department of Education, students in online conditions perform modestly better on average than those who receive face-to-face education. This demonstrates that with adequate technological infrastructure and teacher training, online learning can not only match, but sometimes surpass traditional methods. I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. The delegation reiterates that online learning is indeed as effective as in-person learning when nations invest in equitable access and digital tools. This issue is urgent because millions of students across the hemisphere continue to face disruptions from natural disasters, economic instability, and health crisis, making flexible, reliable learning methods essential. A 2021 study in BMC Medical Education reported that student performance in online courses during the pandemic was equivalent or better than pre-pandemic in-person results. Such evidence shows that virtual classrooms can sustain educational quality and continuity even under pressure. The delegation is committed to working collaboratively with other member states to strengthen digital infrastructure and teacher preparation for online learning. Thank you.
Thank you, delegates. We shall continue with the opening statements of the opposing team, whose position is that in-person learning is more effective than online learning. Delegates, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation strongly and fully supports the use of in-person learning. Research clearly shows the advantages of face-to-face of education. According to a 2024 study from the University of Florida's Institute of Higher Education, students who enrolled in exclusively online degree programs were 12.3% less likely to complete a bachelor's degree compared to peers who took at least some in-person classes. Therefore, our delegation emphasizes that in-person learning is the most effective and impactful way to prepare students for future success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the co-delegate.
Thank you, Delegate, for giving me the floor. This delegation strongly supports in-person learning as more effective than online learning. Evidence shows that students perform worse in fully virtual settings. According to a Brookings Institution analysis, students enrolled in online courses earned lower grades and were more likely to withdraw than students taking the same courses in person, even with identical content and instructors. This demonstrates that online learning often reduces student engagement and accountability, making it harder for learners to stay motivated and succeed academically. In-person learning provides structure, immediate feedback, and real-time interaction, all of which improve focus and comprehension. Therefore, this delegation maintains that in-person learning best supports academic success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, delegates. The next order of business is a presentation of arguments. Each team will have 1 minute, and we will begin with the affirmative team. Kindly raise your placard if you will be the first speaker. Delegate Tillett, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation affirms that online learning is as effective as in-person learning, particularly when evaluating academic performance. A critical concern is whether students achieve the same learning outcomes as they do online as they do in traditional classrooms. Evidence strongly indicate that they do. A 2023 meta-analysis published in the Frontiers in Psychology examined 57 studies across multiple countries and academic disciplines. It is found that students in online or blended learning environments perform at levels comparable to or sometimes even exceeding those in face-to-face settings. This demonstrates that with well-structured courses and proper implementation, online learning can match the effectiveness of in-person institutions. In addition, online learning provides tools that can enhance academic outcomes. Students can revisit lectures, interact with digital resources, and learn at their own pace. This advantage allows for a better retention and comprehension, which are often challenging to achieve consistently in traditional classrooms. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. We shall now proceed with the presentation of arguments by the opposing team. Kindly raise your placard if you will be the speaker. Delegate Williams, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation continues to support in-person learning as a superior education model. Beyond academics, in-person education plays a critical role in students' mental health and social development. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, students who experience prolonged virtual learning reported higher levels of stress, isolation, and mental health challenges compared to those attending school in person. This shows that online learning limits essential peer interaction and emotional support systems. In-person classrooms allow students to build communication skills, collaborate face-to-face, and develop healthy routines that support overall well-beings. For these reasons, this delegation affirms that in-person learning provides more benefits than online simply cannot replace. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. At this point, we would have had an intermission for them to prepare for the rebuttal, but given that it's a demo, we will go straight into the rebuttal. The next order of business is the rebuttal. Each team will have 1 minute. Please raise your placard if you will be the first speaker from the affirmative team. Delegate Sadarangani, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. The opposition argues that in-person learning is said to encourage stronger engagement. However, research demonstrates that online environments can achieve the same outcomes. A comparison study by Bolson et al. In 2021 showed that students in online and hybrid sections of a political science course specifically achieved higher levels of subject knowledge than those in traditional classes. Online platforms also provide interactive tools such as breakout rooms, live chats, and instant polls, which replicate the active participation and immediate feedback associated with face-to-face learning. This evidence shows that when designed effectively, online education is not less engaging, but equally capable of fostering academic success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. We shall now proceed with the rebuttal by the opposing team. Delegate Espat, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. While the opposing delegation emphasizes that academic outcomes in online and blended learning can be comparable to traditional classrooms, this interpretation overlooks the deeper factors that drive sustained educational success. The evidence they present focuses on short-term performance metrics, but long-term studies show that in-person learning focuses on stronger engagement, retention, and skill development beyond test scores. According to the American Psychological Association in 2020, immediate feedback, body language cues, and active participation create a dynamic environment that strengthens comprehension, benefits not fully replicated through recorded lectures or self-paced modules. Furthermore, the Brookings Institution in 2022 highlights that students in face-to-face settings are less likely to experience learning loss and more likely to maintain consistent academic achievement. These experiences are central to building problem-solving skills, teamwork, and long-term retention of knowledge. Therefore, while online learning has value, in-person learning remains a superior model for both academic and personal development. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. The last order of business is the concluding statement by both teams. Each team will have 1 minute, and we will begin with the affirmative team. Delegate Tillett, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. While some may claim that online learning only produces short-term outcomes, long-term evidence tells a different story. A 2023 longitudinal study in Pageant education tracked students over 3 academic years and found no significant difference in comprehensive or development skills between online and face-to-face learners. In fact, students in well-designed online programs showed greater growth in independence and problem-solving skills, demonstrating that online platforms can sustain engagement and foster critical thinking abilities as compared to traditionally associated with in-person classrooms. This proves that online learning is not a temporary solution, but a future-ready model that's capable of promoting long-term academic excellence and personal growth. By investing in digital infrastructure, teacher training, and equitable access, we can ensure that every learner thrives, whether online or in person. This delegation urges all members to collaborate in building resilience and an inclusive education system that prepares students for success in any circumstances. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of the opposing team, Delegate Espat, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. Honorable Chair and distinguished delegates, this discussion has made one truth clear. In-person learning offers the most effective and holistic educational experience. It not only strengthens academic performance, but also promotes engagement, collaboration, and personal growth in ways online platforms cannot replicate. Immediate feedback, active participation, and social interaction are vital for long-term success, preparing students for both academic and professional challenges. While online learning provides flexibility and the lasting advantages of face-to-face education, demonstrate why it should be considered the superior model. For these reasons, this delegation firmly believes that in-person learning is the best path to ensuring strong educational outcomes, and we urge all delegations to stand with us in affirming its importance. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the Chair.
Thank you, Delegate. Seeing that there is no further business to consider, this meeting is adjourned.
All right.
Bang the gavel.
You guys did so good. Excellent job. I was so locked in, and I will tell you this. I think for me even more, I was for my own personal reasons really enjoying this conversation, because I've had to measure what was most important, getting an education in person or online, or just getting an education, period. And so I had to make that decision myself. This was very useful. I wish I had a debate team in front of me before I decided on what route to go. Nonetheless, this is an excellent activity that several students at BHS engage in on a regular basis. Yet you have your debate clubs and you have an event coming up in February. Tell us a bit about that. Can people attend this event, view it online, attend in person to witness these debaters?
Well, this is the first year that we are officially launching our local debate program. We have been participating in international experiences for quite a number of years, and I'm grateful for the initiative that these students that are here with me took this. Well, last year they came to me and they said, we want to do something local where we invite other schools from Belize to participate, and we also have representatives of Belize High School participating. So we're launching our local program, which is called Standpoint Belize, the Student Forum. It is a student-led program. They all have different roles, and I will give them a little time to speak about their role. But this program is just to make sure that we are giving opportunity to Belizean students to engage in debate, because we know that through debate they acquire different skills such as leadership, public speaking, networking, and we want them to be developing these skills during their high school years, so that when they start pursuing a career, it becomes easier for them. So I'll give them the time, any of them who would like to share a little more about our program.
All right. Who do we have?
Ms. Tillett, Mr. Varon, Mr. Espat, Ms. Madison, anyone would like to volunteer and share really quickly as we wrap up?
Okay, so I am the president of Standpoint Belize, the Student Forum. Just a quick overview of my role. I play, on the day, I will be the chair of the debate. So basically, I will be the moderator to what Ms. Carrillo is doing on the day of. Other than that, for the program itself, I'm just here to help Caius, Madison, Anthony, Varun. I oversee all the activities, the planning that we have to do, ensure that we're all working as a team, and that when the day comes, that it runs as smoothly as possible.
And the date is?
It's on February 20th from 9 a.m. to 11:30. We have 4 schools participating. Apart from Belize High School, we have Muffles College, New Hope High School, and Pallotti High School. And we're also extending the invitation to you, Sabrina, if you would like to be a judge on the day.
Well, I feel like I already have an idea how to judge. I was judging all of you guys earlier. But that was really fun. We could definitely talk about that after. But we do have to close off this conversation now, guys. Thank you so much. I imagine you had to take a lot of courage to come forward and share your thoughts, your research, not only to us, me and Isani, but even to you guys tuning in. This is always a pleasure having you guys here with us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, we take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, speaking of Pallotti High School, they're joining us to talk about their annual fair coming up right after this break.
That's me. My data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
And welcome back. In keeping with school spirit, we have been joined by Pallotti High School. They're having their annual fair coming up. Joining us in studio this morning is the principal. Her name is Rashawn Reynolds Bowman. Good morning. And she is joined by 2 other Pallotti students. Guys, kindly introduce yourselves to our audience.
Good morning, Belize, and special good morning to all Pallottians at home and abroad. I am Mrs. Reynolds Bowman, principal of Pallotti High School.
Good morning, Belize. Good morning, everyone. My name is Carissa Young. I am in my 4th year at Pallotti High School in the major of science, and I am a prefect at Pallotti High School.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Christian Menendez. I am in the class of 4 Academic Arts, and I am the Assistant Treasurer of the Executive Student Council of Pallotti High School.
All right, let's talk about the fair. I attended high school so many years back, and Pallotti High School Fair has always been a thing, right? Where students from across the city, doesn't matter which high school they're attending, all roads lead to Pallotti on the day of the fair. Let's talk about this annual tradition and how you guys have been able to keep up with it.
Okay, well, having come to Pallotti High School, I was a student myself, but now that I am in this role, I was able to do a bit of research, right? We have Sister Benedict. She was the past principal for so many years, and every week I try to visit her to keep that collaboration between the school and the Pallottine Missionary Sisters. So throughout our conversation, she has explained to me that this fair has been happening for over 63 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And she mentioned that when she took over, Sister Leonardis, she's not with us anymore, but Sister Leonardis already had this fair going on. At that time, they would refer to it as something small, a bazaar. And then I believe eventually when we had different teachers coming in with new ideas and also new administration, we had Sister Clara and now myself, every year we try to do something new at the fair so that all families can come out to enjoy.
How important is this fair for you guys? You're 4th form students. I presume that ever since you enrolled or before you even enrolled at Pallotti, you guys would have been following the fair, attending the fair. How important has this been for you guys in terms of student life?
Well, in terms of student life, I would say that the fair is one of the highlight of Pallotti High School. And I think it's really important to me because, you're a student there, so you're participating in, the different booths and the dance. So it's just a different experience. It just feels great in the moment in the 4 years. I did not know about Pallotti Fair before I joined Pallotti, but after I joined Pallotti, I was like, what was I missing? I was missing so much.
And yourself?
Well, I've been a seasoned Pallottine. My mom came to this school. I had aunts that came to this school, and my sister just graduated from this school. She's in the class of 2025. So I've been coming to this fair basically from since it opens, I feel like. I love the fair. I always look forward to it. The preparation, actually going there, the aftermath, cleaning up. I've always been there and I always look forward to it every year. The food, the stalls, the smiling faces that greet you as soon as you enter the door, it's all so amazing. And my sister, actually, she's coming back to help at the fair. She's an alumni, so she's coming back to help her school, something that I myself wish to do when I graduate this year.
So before we go back to the principal, let's get from you guys what your individual roles are in planning and helping the fair this year.
Well, for me, since I'm in the Executive Student Council, we mainly plan the dance. So we will be in the dance, we will be supervising, monitoring the students. We will be, along with the police officers, we will make sure that everyone is in there and safe. I'm pretty sure the Executive Student Council will also have a booth, so we can help with the funds and such.
Yourself?
As a prefect, I help the fair in general. I don't have like a specific role that I do, but in my class as a prefect, I take on a little bit more responsibilities in helping planning for my class fair, which is the dunk tank and the big mouth. So if you guys come to the fair, please check out our booths as well as the other booths that we have, the food on the food court, our turkey dinner, and then of course the dance, which starts at 7 and ends at 11:30. It's $10 entrance fee with your high school ID.
All right, so Principal, what has this been like for you in terms of leading the charge with organizing this event and seeing your girls participate in the annual fair?
Well, actually, coming on, because I still do consider myself as new, and it was one of the major things that I had to plan for.
Yeah.
But I must say, much thanks to the entire community, right? In Belize City especially. We have help from our alumni association. They are so supportive, all the graduates. We actually have a WhatsApp chat, and we stay connected, whether they are living in the US, we have some living in England, all over the world, some living right here in Belize, right? They would be, what is happening at PHS, helping us to share a flyer. Sometimes, actually coming into work, we have donations as well. We have also our strong PTA association, parents who are currently and also their daughters have graduated as well, still a part of our association to assist. Also, many businesses, establishments in our community have been so welcoming. So it has really made this journey for me a lot easier. And everyone looks out for their letters. They're like, sometimes when we don't send our letters, they would call to say, it's January, right? Will you guys still be needing this? Yeah. And we really do appreciate it. So for all the assistants, we want to say thank you, right? For the workers, we have workers who will be assisting us because each class already has their workload, right? Each class has a booth. And then we have the workers who assist us as well. So with the help of everyone, it has been manageable.
All right, so what I want to do, I want to give you ladies each an opportunity to pitch to our audience why the annual Pallotti Fair is the place to be this year. Let's start with you.
Okay, so can you please just repeat that?
Tell our viewers why they should be at the Pallotti Fair this year.
Well, as I said, the Pallotti Fair is a highlight. The fair is just, we have different games, that I think that's the most fun part of Pallotti Fair, the different games, especially the dunk tank. The dunk tank is something always to look forward to. We also will have ball toss, there is also
Take your time. Take your time.
To pick up where my amazing executive left off, it's annual, and it's not only kids, or it's not only for one demographic. We have for everyone. Like for example, our teenagers have the dance that they always look forward to. Our adults, food, and if they have kids, we have a lot of games. We have the children's basket, we have the big mow, we have ring toss, we have everything for everyone. So bring your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, your dad, your kids, your uncle. Everyone can come to our fair. We have something for everyone. There's amazing food, amazing games, and we also have our amazing turkey dinner that we sell each year at the fair. It's always a big hit. It starts at 11 and it ends at 1, but we always sell throughout the fair because many people are always coming for our turkey dinner. So we have to make sure we have some extra to sell for the fair. It's $15. It's $15, and you can pre-order at
224-4886.
Make sure you get it before it sells out, guys.
All right, last words, Principal.
Okay, well, this Saturday, January 31st, 2026, Pallotti High School is the place to be, starting at our entrance booth. Very low prices, children $2 and teenagers and adults only $3. And coming from an administrative point of view, the fair is where we are able to raise some revenues to continue improving the facilities at Pallotti High School. So last year we were able to fortunately renovate our stage that has been there for years, right? So now the students are enjoying our new stage that was made possible through the fair last year. This year, we want to continue to renovate our auditorium. We have everything in that auditorium, okay? We have our mass, we have different events in there, so it's really important for us. And we also, of course, we would like to look at renovating our science lab. Recently, we have so many students wanting to go into this area, and we want to make that possible for all of them. And most importantly, it would be a safe event for all members of your family. So definitely this Saturday, come out to Pallotti High School.
Thanks a lot, ladies. And I wish you the best of luck with your endeavor this year, all right? So what we're going to be doing at this time, we're going to be switching gears. We're going to head over to Sabrina, and she's going to be doing some clay pottery. Take it away, Sab.
All right, come on in, come on in. We are in our workshop right now, our studio space workshop, and I am joined by none other than Landy Longsworth. She is the owner of Sol Clay Jewelry, and I am so honored to be here with you right now, Landy. I know they call you Demi. I know they call you Miss Sol. What would you like for me to refer to you as?
Whichever one works best for
Okay,
you,
all right. Well, I'll interchange it through the conversation. Let's do that.
That works.
But I know that this morning you're also going to be showing me your process a little bit.
Yes.
You have a growing fan base on Instagram, on Facebook, all the socials, and I am privileged to say that I was able to follow your journey from the start. This began in the pandemic,
Yes,
right?
it did.
And you had a regular day job, and you decided, after believing in yourself and being inspired by what you saw online, to make that transition to full-time entrepreneur. And now look at these beautiful products that are on display right now. Tell me about the courage that took for you to jump all in.
Well, it really was a leap of faith, Sab. I really enjoy doing the job that I was doing before I transitioned to becoming an entrepreneur. And it just became to a point where Sol grew so big, and I'm grateful for that.
A community at this point.
That I had to make a decision, because balancing both and being a mom was it was difficult, right? So I had to make it was a hard decision, believe it or not, because there's so much that you have to take into consideration when transitioning into an entrepreneur, and I didn't have any business background. So really it was trusting myself and knowing that I have what it takes to be on this journey.
Yeah. And how has the journey been since then?
It's been great, and I really have to be so grateful to all my followers and supporters who have been with me since 2020, you know. They really have me here today.
Well, I am so grateful that you are going to show us a little bit of what takes place behind the scenes to create one of these beautiful items here. I imagine you're not going to put me on the spot and make something too difficult, because these look very advanced.
Yes, so what I'm going to walk you through is really basic.
Okay.
Right? The time it takes to make some of these earrings is unbelievable.
Really?
It takes hours of intricate work. But what I want to do is to walk you through basically what I do to create a basic pair of earrings. You choose your color pink.
Yes.
I chose pink today.
Well,
it's my favorite
girl,
color.
you chose right, girl, because I am a pink lady. All right, so let me go
Choose
with
your pink.
this pink.
This pink.
Yeah.
And while I walk you through this salve, I just want to talk about my new experience that I'm offering through Sol.
Tell me. I'm so excited.
I'm going to give you just about this much of that pink, and I'll work with this one.
This is the pink I'm going with. I feel like it's very me. Yeah?
It's very you.
Okay. So you said you were offering a new experience.
Yes. So when I thought about the growth of Sol, I thought beyond offering more products. I really wanted to offer an experience for those people like myself who enjoy being creative and not having something to do in my spare time to tap into that creativity, right? We have restaurants, we have clubs and bars, but what really do we have for those like myself who want to be creative?
Yeah.
And so I saw this sip, so you would just squish this
Okay,
like
so
that.
we squish it.
Can
I use my
Use your power, girl.
Okay, great.
And I have this little rolling pin here that you can flatten it out with, right?
How flat are we making it?
So we're gonna make it as, think about 3 card length, like 3 card thickness, you know, like playing cards. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay. So you wanted to create an experience for people who wanted to be creative, but still have a community. Okay, tell me more.
So I decided upon doing a experience for people like that, and I call it Clay and Connection, because really it's connecting with your friends, your coworkers, you know, anybody who you enjoy spending your time with, do something creative. And
will it involve the same type of work that you do as Sol Clay?
Maybe not as intricate, because I cut it down to 2 hours.
Okay.
You know, and they're still able to make beautiful pieces like that.
Okay.
That's good thickness sap.
Perfect.
And so what we'll do now, we'll take a little bit of powder.
Oh, is this like baby powder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And just rub it on there, because what we'll do is use that texture sheet to add some texture onto it.
Now I have to say that's an excellent idea that you came up with, to create something like an experience for people who want to let me give you guys a better view. I'm trying to show what's happening. Who want to meet with people, connect with people, but still engage in something that's more their type of thing. I'll tell you, I oftentimes struggle with finding an activity to do because I don't want to go out too late at night. I want to be at home. But I want to do something fun too.
Exactly.
So tell me about what we're going to be experiencing.
So you gather with your friends at the place that you feel comfortable at. So it could be your home, and I take all the material to you.
Oh, so you come to us.
Yes, I bring my workstation to you.
Okay.
All you need to have is curiosity and a want to do something
Well,
creative.
that's all I have, girl. That is all I have. Okay.
And you'll be surprised. So you press it down like that.
And so we choose the pattern
decide that you want.
Okay, so I'm going with hearts.
Yeah. And then you'll use your rolling pin and you apply a little bit of pressure and roll. You kind of have to use your arm strength, girl Sab.
Okay.
And you roll and you lift it up.
Let's hope.
And the pattern should come out on.
Ooh,
there you go.
All right, looks good to me. So you come to our location. It sounds like you might be all over the country. Are you prepared for that?
I am prepared for that. You know,
Okay.
it comes at an additional cost to travel outside of Belize, nothing too exorbitant, because I really want to have people be able to access it. You know, I don't want it to be restricted to a certain group of people.
Yes.
So I make it pretty affordable for you to experience what I do behind the scenes.
I could see this be such an excellent, like, you know, girlfriend host party, you know, some wine, making jewelry, having, you know, conversations with you, talking about what your journey has been like, and maybe even meeting future artists as well and collaborating.
Yes. Also, over the weekend, I did an experience with a group of young girls, ranging 12 to 14, and they got the chance for a birthday party. Choose whatever cutter you want. We call these cutters, they're like mini versions of cookie cutters.
Okay.
And that's you know, you get the shape that you desire.
I'll go with this one.
Yeah. You just press it in there.
Yeah, so you said you interacted with
a group of young girls, teenage girls, and a few of them usually visit my pop-up shops that I have, and so they're really excited to be a part of the process of making a jewelry piece for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and a few of them mentioned that this is something that they would like to do.
Absolutely. I can see this becoming a total thing where, you know, people might not even want to leave their homes anymore. They want to just have these types of gatherings with their friends at home. So how can we organize something like this? How can we arrange, and do you bring your material or do I need to have something?
All you need is a solid table.
Okay.
And allow me to plug in my portable oven to bake them.
Okay.
And that's all you need. And
when
I
you say
bring
a
everything.
portable oven, that sounds like you to bake bread, girl. What type of oven?
The only thing I bake is the earrings.
You know what? That's the type of baking I like too, girl.
But it's like a toaster oven, like a bigger toaster oven.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. So you just need a plug-in for that, and that's it.
And a solid surface to work on, and that's all you need.
And how long are these host parties? Do you go by hour, or do you just go by the session itself?
So I have a flat rate. It's not by hour. I schedule a session for 2 hours.
Okay.
30 minutes of that is for the baking time, because the pieces do take half an hour to 45 minutes to bake.
Okay.
And
that's it?
Yeah.
The rest is just creating
The
time.
rest is
Hour and
just
a half of laughing, creativity, and bonding with your friends. This sounds so exciting. So this is what we did just now.
Yeah.
And in just
you would have to lift it up like this. So all you would have to do after this is pop it in the oven to bake for half an hour, and then drill, sand, and assemble with some findings.
And you said the baking time is like 30 minutes.
It's like 30 minutes.
Look at that, guys. This is my pattern.
Look at Sab. I can hire you.
Girl, please do. You know, we're trying to have side businesses in 2026.
Yes.
But this is really fun. Landy, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I have enjoyed following your journey as an entrepreneur. The way you have shown your story on social media, I think, is one thing that really drew me to your business, the way that you've created a community even. Persons that would purchase these stunning jewelry pieces, they're known as soul shines.
Yes.
And I love that. I love the way that you've created a community. Beyond just purchasing a piece, they are buying into your dream, they're
Yes.
buying into the story that you have shared. And, you know, you wanting to go further and even share that process speaks to you wanting to build that community,
Yes.
because you could have kept this a secret.
Yeah, I could have, but I really want people to enjoy the process that I enjoy in creating the jewelry. It's really therapeutic,
Yeah.
Sab, and it brings out so much creativity out of you that you probably didn't even know you had.
Now, I know that you're not here to talk about this particular aspect of your journey as an entrepreneur, but I followed you online and I saw you even engaging with the young kids as well. Can you share just a tidbit about that?
so
Can we expect anything?
Yeah, so over the summer I held what I call a clay and play workshop for, I call them babies, but they're really, we're age 5 to 10. It was a group and they were so much fun and they really enjoyed the process of creating their own little pieces. And we didn't do jewelry, we did magnets and keychains, bag charms and little figurines, and they had so much fun. So it was a 2-week session. Not all day, because at that age you can't really get their attention for so long, but they really enjoyed it, and I plan on doing it every summer so that the little kids can have something to.
Well, I'll be staying locked in for that, but I imagine just seeing the fact that kids could embrace something like this might have even added to your idea of bringing people together as well. I know this is going to be something that a lot of people will be reaching to you about, as I mentioned. How can they do so?
So I'm on Instagram at Sol_clay jewelry, on Facebook at Sol Handmade Clay Jewelry, and you can WhatsApp me at 620-0049, and you can book your clay session or reach out about the jewelry pieces that I have available.
Yes, and we can purchase those pieces online as well.
Yes.
But I know you have some places that your stuff are available too.
Yeah, so I have mostly at resorts, but I do, and I need to restock here. I have an Abraham salon in the city. Yes. I have an Abraham salon in the city, and I also have a few other places that I'll be having my jewelry available at.
All right, Landy, Miss Sol, Demi, a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me, Sam.
I'm excited to see how your business grows.
Thank you, and thank you for being a supporter from day one. I appreciate you.
Of course, we gotta stay locked in. At this time, though, we do have to wrap up, and it's been a wonderful morning with you guys and with our other guests who joined us as well. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It is January 27th. And if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to ya. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook, that's Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents, that's OYE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's right, we have a phone. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes and start your morning right. Until then, keep your eyes, your mind, and your hearts wide open. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.